Hi, good morning. We have with us the man behind the scenes. Whatever action you see at the World Youth Chess Championship, one man who is very responsible for getting the act together is Mr. Nagesh Guttula. Nagesh Guttula, sir, is the owner of South Mumbai Chess Association and a very active member in the organizing of this entire massive grand event, World Youth Chess Championship, which is being held in Mumbai for the very first time. Nagesh sir, you have been the fulcrum of the entire activities, right from the pre-event, during the event, and even now as we enter the last day. Run us through the entire experience, right from the workshops to the conceptual planning to even sourcing all the stalwarts from the IT industry.
Very good morning, Happy. First of all, thank you so much for that, very kind introduction. I really liked it. So this was something a very challenging task for us because hosting a World Youth Championship is obviously it has to firstly meet the international standards because it's just not about one country. We're talking about 65 countries across the world. So obviously they need the best facilities. So, though we have got a very good place like Renaissance, Powai, but the biggest challenge what we have is obviously the human resource. Now here, the people have obviously played a very important role starting from where, receiving the guests from the airport to managing the day-to-day activities and rounds in the championship. So I would say that firstly, the kind of coordination we had between the departments, like one team was there working at the airport and there's one team working at the hotel at the reception and one team at the help desk, and besides that also there are a lot of people even working at the desk. Correct. Because where we have to prepare the iCards to them or the information about the championship, and there's so much of coordination with the media and all other things, and besides that also another side we have to even coordinate with the sponsors. Correct. Because it's a very big championship and we want definitely a lot of corporates to be involved. So very actively we have approached a lot of corporates and they were very happy. And in fact the corporates who have initially committed for a lower amount, once they saw it, like the kind of championship what we are having, they were really awestruck. They said like, what is this? Is it just a world championship or is it something like an Olympics what is happening here? Right. With the kind of platform and the kind of facilities what we have really created here and the way we have done it. So I think it was a very good response what you have received. Yes, but coming to that, coordinating all these departments, definitely it was a very Herculean task for us, but I have done it.
You've done it really well. Tell something about, we had about 6 odd workshops before the event also to popularize chess.
Right.
Tell us something about that as well.
See, firstly, we wanted to really make a noise, a pre-noise was very important that, first time in India and especially Bombay is hosting a World Youth Championship. So World Championship obviously is a very big thing. So what we decided is the best way to make a noise is where you're reaching out to the grassroots. Correct. And obviously here when you're talking about a chess, and firstly, this World Championship is for a junior circuit. Right. So it is very important for us, where we are touching that audience here, the target audience obviously the children, because today when you're visiting to the schools, then you'll come to know because there are a lot of talented kids. So the moment they see it, something like this, a World Youth Championship is happening, and here the players are of our age. Correct. It will create a lot of inspiration to them, which ultimately will help us down the line in the next 5 to 10 years to create more world champions. Absolutely. From India. Absolutely. And touchwood happy, like whichever schools we have visited, the principals were very happy. They were so supportive. And they said it is a very good initiative what you are taking, you do it. And here I really want to mention the name of Dr. Indu Sahani. Right. Because when I have told her, this is the thing what we are doing, it is just not a promotion, right, but also it's a sort of a cause what we are creating. Correct. Today people are only looking at training in the private schools and all, and people are obviously not reaching out to the municipal schools, but this is something where let's touch the all start of the society. Correct. Then I said we're going to visit all the schools across Bombay. So she was very kind and very supportive. She said, you take my students as well, and also I'm going to give you a platform to you. I'm going to give you my college premises to you where you can have a final chess tournament. So that's where it all started, and then we never looked back. Our team, along with that SME team, the management school. We have started approaching the schools, and we have got a very good response. And then we started doing the workshops, and we have roundabout in each school we could easily teach around 200 students. And my coaches have played a very important role because the SMCA coaches, because it's very, very difficult. Today if you're going to municipal schools, the first thing is the language.
Correct.
Because they are not fluent in English, and some people don't even know Hindi. Correct. So probably you have to explain them in Marathi in detail. But our coaches have taken that pain, and we have volunteered the entire thing. We have given them a certificates, and from each school we have then taken some 10 students. So out of the 1,000 students where we have trained before the World Youth Championship, out of the best 100 players we have taken, and we have shown to the people where this is a talented crowd.
And I guess there is an inter-school contest also for
yes,
300 people.
Yes, and again, then what we did is out of this 100, and also we have taken another odd 200 children from the private schools, and we conducted a tournament. So for the 300 students, we had a very big championship, and the best thing is we didn't charge a single rupee from anybody.
Correct.
Here, everybody has done it at free of cost. So that was the best thing. We haven't charged anything from the students or the parents, and we had a championship, and we got a very good response. And we also told to the parents that these children, where if you're providing them a good training, a right training, so in the next 2-3 years, again, they can become a very formidable opponents from India.
Right. One simple question.
Yeah.
I'm not from chess background. So apart from the language barrier of Hindi, English and Marathi, chess also has a language.
Yeah.
So, like D2, Rook
Yeah,
D2 and all those kind of things.
Correct.
How easy or how difficult is it for the coaches to make that language understand to kids?
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, it looks actually very complicated when you're actually seeing from a distance. But honestly, that's very easy to understand because, every block has a square. So what happens is now, there are horizontally whatever lines we have. So those are basically called as a ranks in chess.
Okay.
And the vertical ones are called files.
Okay.
So basically when you're starting something, horizontally, so the ranks are always denoted by first to 8. Right. Then again files are denoted from A to H.
So the rows are numbers 1 to 8 and the columns are
alphabets.
A to H. Yeah.
Alphabets. So it's very easy. So there are 64 blocks, so obviously you can easily name from A1 to H8.
Correct.
So that's not a difficult thing. But what happens, I'll tell you where the actual challenge is. Now if you're teaching them the rules of the game, again, wo bhi easy hai. That's not an issue. But when you're talking about something like tactics,
correct.
There are terms in English like pin, skewer and a fork or a double attack. Now those things are something which will
come through practice.
Will come through practice, but definitely we had one sort of a barrier over there.
Okay.
So then obviously we have to really explain them in detail in one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long does a child, if a child wants to pursue chess as a career, so what is the right age to start and at what level can he or she be ready for a tournament?
It's a very good question, Happy. See, earlier things were different. When Viswanathan Anand has become a grandmaster in 1987, I think that time he was only 17 years.
Correct.
All right. And that time also people used to start chess like 10 or something.
Correct.
But even that time also people used to say, you're just 10 and you're playing chess. But now things have changed a lot. So there is a very big change, I would say that. Because people can start chess now at the age of 3.5.
My God.
Just 3.5. And trust me, when you're starting at 3.5 and, in a year's time, obviously they'll be ready to play competitive chess.
Correct.
And as far as the rules are concerned, today if 3.5-year-old comes, obviously we'll teach them the names of the pieces or arrangement of the pieces. And I would say that in a span of 10 hours, they will be able to play a basic game where we'll teach them check and checkmate and they can start a basic game. Just to master, then obviously you need some more time. So let's say we're talking about 4 months to learn a basic chess for a 3.5. Another 8 months you can add to master the game. Oh. Then they'll be ready to compete in the tournaments.
Once again, a big thank you and heartiest congratulations, especially to the team of volunteers from ISDI, WPB and ISME, and of course Dr. Indushani, who's been behind the scene but has been a very firm propagator of World Youth Chess Championship. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Happy.